There's an Equinox. Oh, that's that energy rifle thing. I guess she's using that, so... Does she use spacesuits? We'll leave that one on her. Hazmat suit. All the misc. Wait, did I just take everything in her inventory?
Off a few choices.
You said all the misc. Oh my god.
It was take all everything.
Oh my god.
All right,
want to
cool,
put in, like,
whatever.
A courtesy edit around here.
No, we are discovering
More in the back.
the ways in which this game is,
Oh, please take a look.
in some ways, worse than the previous games when it comes to user interface and, you know, selling shit.
You're buying. Do not buy.
Oh, yes. I can't click on these things because this game was still made for consoles. All right. So many Grendels.
And like a million misc things.
I feel like I have been seeing the return of indie PC games that have like early 2000s to like late 90s style clusterfucky user interfaces where you could just like resize windows and like pin stuff. And I'm all here for it. I love it.
All right, well, whatever.
I picked up Project Zomboid during the Steam sale, and yeah, it's like that. There's a million little windows and interfaces.
Even in the future, shops run out of fucking money because we haven't invented lines of credit.
Look, the Bethesda money system has been there since time immemorial.
They're just not willing to take out like a mortgage in the weird mortgage system to pay for whatever.
That is
bullshit you've
true.
done
The
on
mortgage
desk.
system doesn't make a lot of sense. I thought that was...
Josh, if somebody walked into my
Just
like
some mercantile.
Spencer's Gifts, no, like that was even like that was like a what was that? That was like a Wawa's. Somebody like walked into my Space 7-Eleven
A hotel
and dumped a
boutique.
bunch of pirate murder weapons on lightly misted in blood and ozone on my desk. I would suddenly discover that there is a cash limit to how much cash I was willing to spend, and hope that they also just said, well, fine, I'll take my business elsewhere.
Alright, now to make use of this ship's cargo hold. Weapons. That.
So is
Again,
miscellaneous stuff like...
Digipix.
Is it basically just like vendor trash?
No, because your lockpicks are also in here. As we discovered.
Oh, they really do need like a...
Yeah, it's bad.
separate tab for that stuff.
So we're gonna go to space and not be able to find the eye.
Yeah. That's exactly what's gonna happen. When do we get to the spaceship crafting shit?
Not for a long time.
Really? I would have expected that to be one of
Well-
the early things they drop on you.
You can do it whenever, but it's expensive and requires certain skills, and so you really can't do it too early.
Uh-huh.
So, like, you can do it whenever, but also you can only do it when you have money and the skills, which requires playing a long time, and the game doesn't really ask you to do it in its story until pretty, not late in the game, but hours from now. This is a Bethesda game.
Oh, I couldn't see the eye there.
It's kind of interesting, like, in a lot of Bethesda games at this point, you know, a lot of people would have just broken off the main storyline entirely and just started bopping around. But there's something about just how, like, open this open world is that makes that feel like a bad idea. Like,
That's weird. I kind of just expected it to drop us right on the eye, but
I guess it's kind of like how in real life I could just get in a car and drive nearly
Right.
any arbitrary location, but I wouldn't because I can always do that, and it's generally not very rewarding.
Josh, you got to slow down. Josh, you should slow down right now.
I know how space works.
I don't know how space works.
You have to no.
Oops.
You have to select the eye and then hold down the interact button, which is I can't remember. Not that.
Ah, there we
you
go.
go.
They probably just
No,
Nope,
that
that's
was
stand-up.
stand up.
they probably just get
What the
shot
fuck
by people
is-
trying to park all the time, right?
What a fucking video game this is.
Okay, select it
Yeah.
with like E or something. It's not selected. You have to hit like E or something. It has to be targeted. There. Now.
Okay,
You just said
okay,
it, and then
right.
dot.
R. This docking cutscene, I'm not a fan of it. I don't like this one bit. I dislike this cordially.
Such a fantastic fucking
mean, it's a
interface
reference.
where pressing
Haven't
E
set foot on the
interacts
eye
with
for
stuff,
ages.
but holding E
Vladimir's
causes you to
hinted at
get up and stop flying the ship.
I mean, the docking animation is a reference to you know what, like the old Apollo videos. I mean, Star Wars had a reference to it, right? Like.
Yeah, it's just like having it happen as just like a motif over and over again. Like the thing about it is that it's kind of eerie, actually. Like you don't feel like you have control, and it kind of gives you the sense of how vast
Okay,
and
so this interior is
disquieting and how
nearly as
thin
big
the
as it
line
looks.
between life and death is here. Like it's a shot they would cut to in a horror video game to make you feel uneasy before you get on the ship.
Hello. Oh,
We got a rook on deck. Good to see Constellation getting some fresh blood. Former Crimson Fleet. An old Jacoboons would be the term for it. Back in my day.
I
This part
don't
is so
mind
Left
it.
that
boring.
life behind me.
Oh my god.
Boring.
Even before I signed
Oh,
up
no.
with
Seriously,
Constellation.
I
I
tried
was
to listen to
tired.
what this guy said, but I just could not. Oh
An
boy.
honest job. No
Because
shame.
I was actually quite intrigued
Some of us have done
by the
far
idea,
worse.
like, oh, he's a former Crimson Fleet
all
dude.
come from different walks of life.
Wish I could have been down at the lodge
It's
to
nothing
see
against
the
like
artifacts come together.
the actor or anything.
But
It's just
I got
the
a little
dialogue is
lost
just like,
peeking through
this
the
is
eye.
why you're going to this next thing. Did you want to know why
Yeah.
you're going to do the next thing?
Always preferred working alone, even around people I like. But
Yeah.
we're all working together on this one.
You know,
No
okay.
finer
This
group
feels
in the
premature,
stars to be unraveling this
and maybe
mystery.
like this is a hasty
Now,
judgment, and
this
I'm just gonna
station,
put this pin in,
the eye,
and we
rigged
can
up
come
for
back to it
deep
maybe later,
space
maybe. But
scans.
I
Bennett
have
and
put my
Sarah
finger on
teased
something
out
I've
the
been
signs of
struggling
where
with a
artifacts
little
could be
bit with the
hiding
dialogue in this
after
game.
we caught our second one.
It all
But
feels
the data
very,
takes a slow
very
ride along
mild.
The sea of light. Years or decades
Like,
between us
everybody
and the
you
fringes
talk
of
to
space without a grav
Is
drive.
hit like between a 5.5 or like a 6.8 emotionally. It's not like a voice acting thing. It's just
Yeah.
like
It's still
everybody's
just
talking
kicking
to you
at
in like a fairly
She only has one speed.
like mid-intensity
Ultimately,
conversational
we're not looking
way.
at a planet. We're looking at the radiation coming
Sort
off
of
the planet.
the
And that
inverse of
takes
Oblivion,
years to get
where
Lot of interstellar bodies in the way too.
all the voice acting
All
was
that
just kind
noise
of
makes
crazy,
sweating
and the
so
emotional stuff was all over the
going to be
place.
able to
Like, you
give
had
you
people
so
just
many
yelling
elements.
about shit half the time. Whereas in this one, the voice acting is competent, but like it's all just extremely level, measured conversations. Nobody's getting excited.
It doesn't really feel like you're accessing a viewpoint. It kind of just feels like you're
Wouldn't be
scrolling
tipping
through a
your
wiki.
beard if I thought it was a waste of time. Giving you the best of what's available. No
On
more.
a slight tangent to that,
You won't be the only.
I think it would have
constellation
been
out there.
much more funny
Andreja and Mateo
to
are both following up on
have a
scams
guy
themselves.
named Vladimir,
Mateo
everyone
went on
referring to
recently,
him
but
like
Andreja,
he's some
It's been a while.
Russian
Hate to
guy,
pull
and then
away,
you get to him and he
man.
just has like a Midwestern American
I'm an
accent.
old man, and
Like, just
I'm worried.
totally not at all.
I mean, I only know one Vladimir, and he has a very
another rook in
broad
Constellation
Californian
is making
accent.
a name for herself.
Yeah.
Likes to be on her own. I can relate, so I try to look out for her more than most.
Yes, indeed. Stop worrying so much, Vladimir. If she's out there, we'll find her.
She should be at one of the 2 sites I've marked on your star map. Can take care of herself, but we all need backup sometimes. Anyway, hopefully you'll be catching Fortune's smile, and we'll have some more artifacts
Andrea is
to take a
cool.
closer look at. Happy hunting. Jaw the words another time then.
All right, back to the ship.
All right, what of the 3 missions are we gonna do?
Okay, so we've got. Is J not the? Okay, it's L. Okay, so we've got. We need to go look into stuff for Vladimir, including finding Andrea. We need to go back to Tutorial Planet to find out what happened to Barrett. We've already got Samco on the ship. I say we do the Old West stuff.
All right, this is fun. This is fun. You get to stop a bank robbery,
Yeah.
and then if
I did
you,
not select that.
well, I'll bite my tongue until we get there. But it's fun. I like it.
How do I?
It's the
Oh.
blue on the right or left. It means
I
it's
can't
highlighted.
click on this. I have to click on that. All right.
No, you can click on it, but it only tells you that it's deactivation
Oops.
there.
I accidentally hit tilde, and the game was like, "Hey, you sure you want to do that? Your achievements won't work."
Remember how
Oh,
they,
I did want to
they added
mention-
a survival mode to Fallout 4 and then it turned off the console?
Did it?
Yeah, it rendered
Yeah.
it kind of unplayable for a lot of people.
I mean, yeah, like you kind of want to have the console around just in case something breaks in a Bethesda game. Like, I guess people get by playing it on consoles, like actual consoles that don't have access to the developer console. But still, I wanted to point out there actually is a second star here, Ptolemy, and that is the name for Alpha Centauri B. Remember I was talking about how Alpha Centauri is a trinary star system. There's 3 stars in it. Thing is, these stars are not that far away from each other. Ptolemy and Rigel Kentaurus, Alpha Centauri A, are relatively close together. So you should be able to, from the perspective of the map, see them. Also, Proxima Centauri is still missing, and apparently does not appear to be in the game at all, which is ironic, considering that Proxima Centauri is the only star in that system that we know actually has confirmed exoplanets.
I've just been kind of gently nodding for the last 15 seconds.
Cheyenne. Just updating my general
This is Freestar Space.
rant.
Please hold your current speed and heading
What's
while we scan for
Freestar?
contraband.
It's one of the other organizations. So as opposed to,
You're good to go.
I can't even remember
Have
who
a nice
owns
time in Aquila
the
City.
planet we just left, but it's one of the 3 or 4 factions. But you're free to land now, so you can pull up the map and land. And
Figure
Sarah
out how to
will
do
not
it
be
from
joining us.
The ship interface, but oh really? It's gonna be
No, it's
Sam Cole.
yeah, yep. And he's going to leave his daughter on the.
Does it just automatically switch it to the companion that makes sense for the mission?
Yes, if it is a companion mission, yes, and this is Sam's companion mission, or one of them.
I quite like that his name is Samco.
Mumble, is a Samco a person that we should like, or is he boring?
He's cool.
Oh.
He has trouble.
The only interesting thing about him is his relationship with his dad and his daughter, and one of those 2 things gets resolved on this quest.
All right.
Kind
We're
of.
here. You ready? Because once we
not
get
other.
started, I'm going to be riding your
Perfectly
tail
good
till this is
basis.
over. There's something you should know up front. I'm a Co. As in Solomon Co., first man on Aquila. That tale I mentioned before, the one I think is connected
I
to
have
an artifact,
literally never heard of this
it's
planet until 10
something of
minutes
a
ago,
family
so...
legend. After planetfall, Solomon spent years mapping
Growing up
Aquila,
in Neon really
and he
sort of
found
isolated
that
us. We're not very
there was
worldly.
Nothing on his sensors. The kind of nothing
We just weren't paying any fucking attention.
he called it the empty nest. Said it was a place even the wildlife of Aquila wouldn't go.
Ah, yeah, Solomon Co.
Yeah, and the Coes have been coasting on that for 10 generations now. Solomon's always a larger-than-life figure if you read the
So are
histories,
you
but
like...
if you just listen to a few recordings of the man...
Oh shit,
Can
this
we
is
just...
Adam
Are you
Jensen.
just like the
Simple. Just
cousin
wanted to
of...
keep moving
Yeah,
forward.
yeah, it's Elias Tefexis.
Because
We
you'll
just
find
go
out about
to the
nothing.
president of Aquila's office and
Gravitational
say, hey,
anomalies
what's
are real
up?
hard to
Like,
pick up in an area with tons of starship traffic. Not to mention all the electronics from the city.
given
and
the
security
aesthetic of this
scramblers that
place,
the
he'd
Free
probably
Star
be
or
the
smugglers on the
sheriff.
frontier
But...
put down. Solomon's maps are locked up tight in the local gal bank. We'll be heading there.
Ooh, banks. I wonder how the banks work in Old West Town's planet.
I would quick save, not because you're going to get ambushed, but because there's some cool decisions coming up that we could screw with if you want.
Oh.
All right.
Well, it looks like Borderlands, but honestly, that's an upgrade.
Hold it. By order of Marshal Daniel Blake, I need to inform you we've got some trouble at Gal Bank. Folks might be in danger, so you may want to steer clear.
Deputize me.
That was a
Deputize me.
weird...
I know you. You're Sam
That was
Coe.
a weird way to introduce...
Marshal
Like,
Dan
by the
Bradley
order
helping out
of
Free Star
the
Ranger helping out.
the head of
Freedom
town,
information is a
I'm here to
couple
tell
years
you
out of
that
date.
there's, like, a hostage situation at the bank. But I'm just hanging out here as a door guard instead of helping with that.
How do I get to
All I
Gal
know
Bank is a
is
very
if we
funny thing to
attempted
say
bank
after
robbery,
you just said
things
it's being
went south.
robbed.
You'd have to ask
Especially
the
because
Marshal
it's
to
2
want
feet
the full
behind him. You can't miss it. There's a
Behind me on
whole,
the right.
there's cops and
It's
everything.
on lockdown, so you should steer clear unless you can help out. If you think you might be able to help out, you could
I
talk
did
to
not
the Marshal.
actually say that,
Truth is,
but
last I
okay.
heard, things weren't going so good.
Like, this is a very... that... Okay. I kind of stand by it. Like, that was a very weird, wild conversation to have about the topic that is currently at hand.
Yeah, wow, this is really is just... They have the hitching post.
Spent half my life trying to get out of this place.
Like who?
Private sector.
Not you. Not
That's where
one of
the
your
real heads at.
rangers, and not the city guards neither.
Security around here.
I know that I could get shot, but fuck it. I'm just gonna walk right past these guys.
You need to stand back now.
Oh, what? Okay, you figured out how to turn towards me. All right, there you go.
He's old. He's got his back's fragile.
It's a hostage situation.
Now please, get back, or I'll have the guards drag you away. I don't mean to be rude, but I don't know you. Now please, stand back.
Aquila City at its finest, I see. Never a dull moment.
Well, I'll be damned.
Is he supposed to be saying that to us? Because he's looking
Yeah, it's
directly
been a
at
long
the
time.
camera.
It's
I
really
won't hold my
unclear.
breath about you being here to take the badge again. Listen, Sam, just so you know, I don't blame you for how it went down. For the others, though, you might get a different reception.
Thanks. I appreciate you saying so.
That is very
But I figure
weird.
some of that reception is owed.
Again, like,
appreciate the
this,
service, Marshal.
you could get this
Seems you got a
across so
situation. My
efficiently.
friend here may be the answer you're looking for.
I feel like
Alright.
Fallout 4 was actually better at doing
trust
this
you,
than this
Greg.
is. Like,
That whole
The
conversation
Shaw gang tried to
could
rob
have,
them,
like, the whole
but they
conversation
got spotted by
could
the
have
guard.
been like 3 lines of
They took
dialogue.
everyone inside
4 or
the
5
hostage,
maybe,
and now
across
they're
all
keeping
3 of
a
you.
watch,
Yeah.
So we can't move against them. They're using the intercom to communicate. They won't talk to me. Say they don't trust the badge. They want a neutral negotiator. In other words, they didn't have a plan for this, so they're stalling while they come up with one.
So what's your plan is actually the question I want to know the answer
Without
to.
demands, I ain't got much to work with. About all we can do is wait and see.
he's telling me
Well,
the
good luck
cops
with
are
that.
not just ready to just shoot everyone immediately. I mean,
This does not feel like a frontier marshal talking. Like, I don't know. I guess
this
we'll
is
just
a
wait till they do
mid-level
something.
bureaucrat
It's
that does not want to be here.
It's Bethesda quest giver, right? We are sitting here waiting for a hero to come in
First, I
and
just
save the
want
day.
you to talk to them.
It is not my
I don't-
job as sheriff to save the day. It is some hero from out of town.
Slow and steady. Look for every opportunity
Sorry.
to de-escalate.
You should have just walked up and overheard him saying, have that one... Well, alright, so I got a plan. It's probably not going to work, and it's basically suicidal. So get that deputy on like Beth's kid, Marsh, and then get Marsh down there. Oh, wait, hey, here's some guy walking in off the street. Let's see if they'll do it for $50.
You're the negotiator, huh? If you think you're just gonna walk up here and get us to surrender, you're dead wrong.